They were not born as shadows, they were shaped into them. A ninja wasn't created in a day or even a year. Their training began the moment they could walk. For the children of Iga and Koga, the ninja clans of Japan, childhood wasn't tea games and toys. It was preparation for a life lived in silence and in danger. From the age of 5 or 6, ninja children were trained to move their bodies with control. They practiced walking softly, balancing on narrow beams, climbing trees, and running on uneven ground. Their playground was the forest, and every branch and root was a lesson. While other children learned to shout and play loudly, ninja children learned something different: how to disappear. They practiced stepping without sound, breathing without tension, watching without being seen. These skills weren't taught once, they were repeated every day until they became instinct. A ninja child's first skill was awareness. They were trained to observe everything around them: the direction of the wind, the sound of footsteps, the movement of people. They learned to sense danger before it arrived. Their parents would test them by suddenly appearing behind them, or by throwing objects gently from the side to see if the child reacted. Their next training was endurance. Ninja children ran long distances through mountains and forests. They practiced climbing hills, crossing rivers, and moving through mud. All of it built stamina, because a ninja had to travel far, often under cover of night. With no one to help them, they trained with simple tools first. Not weapons, but skills: jumping rope to build leg power, carrying buckets of water to build grip strength, squatting and crawling to build core stability. Every movement was chosen to develop a useful ability for missions later in life. By their early teens, ninja children began learning the basics of martial arts. This wasn't about fighting, it was about surviving. They learned how to roll safely, how to fall without injury, and how to escape from grabs and holds. They trained in taijutsu, body movement, focusing on speed, precision, and flexibility. Weapons came later: first the staff, because it taught distance, then the short sword, because it taught control. Then small tools like shuriken and kunai, not as toys, but as tools for distraction, escape, or precision strikes. A child wasn't sent on missions, but their training prepared them for a future where hesitation could cost their life. Mental training was just as important. Ninja children practiced sitting quietly, controlling their breath, and calming their minds. Meditation wasn't spiritual, it was survival. Fear made noise, anger created mistakes. A ninja child learned early: a calm mind moves faster than the fastest enemy. They also learned disguise and acting. A ninja wasn't always a fighter, often they were a merchant, farmer, performer, or servant in disguise. So children practiced changing their posture, voice, and expressions. They learned to smile even when afraid, to blend into crowds, and to stay invisible in plain sight. Then came nature training. Ninja children learned the plants of the forest, which healed, which harmed, and which could be used for poison. They studied animals, learning movement from cats, silence from owls, and awareness from foxes. One of the harshest parts of training was environmental endurance. They stood under freezing waterfalls to strengthen their minds. They walked barefoot on stones to toughen their feet. They slept lightly, trained at night, and learned to wake instantly at sound. By the time a ninja reached adulthood, they weren't superhuman, but they were shaped by years of discipline, instinct, and resilience. They were people who could climb without fear, move without noise, fight without hesitation, and think without panic. And the most extraordinary thing, most of their training was self-taught through daily life, not in formal dojos. A ninja child learned through chores, through nature, and through constant awareness. They didn't just train to be ninjas, they grew into ninjas. If you enjoyed this story, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. Would you survive ninja childhood training or quit on day 1?